this kid. What are you waiting for? Let's save the rest for after dinner.
Welcome to the Fandom Outpost, your podcast for all things pop culture.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Fandom Outpost. As always, I'm 1/3 your host. My name is Mark.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Bob. Hi everybody. Welcome to the show. Today we have a special review for you for Mando and Grogu, the new Star Wars movie. So a couple of us saw it and we decided we wanted to do a little talk about it and catch up. So with that, before we start, let me just ask you please to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video and our channel. You check it out. We have more videos like this, more reviews, more talking about movies and pop culture stuff. So check it out if you can. We really appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to change my hat because this thing's killing me. Hang on. Give me 1 second.
It looks like a Burger King hat.
It is a Burger King hat. It's the Mando meal.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That
I was going to
hamburger.
say, to all
Get
you
that hat
folks
off.
out there, let's see how smart you are. Can pick out pick out the one person who did not see the movie yet just from our talk. See how fast it comes up that they can realize. So,
Well,
anyway.
I know, Jim and I saw it over the weekend, over Memorial Day weekend, and we talked to Mark about joining us, and if he had or didn't have a chance to see it or whatever, we thought he is versed enough in Star Wars to get the gist of it and join in with the conversation. So we're just going to dive right in and
So let me
talk a
start
bit.
asking a few questions though.
Well, we mentioned we'll talk more spoilers a little bit to the back half. We're going to try to keep this a shorter episode review, and we'll let you know when we get into spoilers. We'll give you a countdown and talk about that more later. Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu, directed by Jon Favreau, written by Favreau, Filoni, and another fella that I forget, Noah Clore. So, and he's written some episodes of The Mandalorian and some Star Wars content. And starring Pedro Pascal, Sigourney Weaver, Jeremy Allen White's the voice of Rod of the Hutt. There's some CG characters in there that we could talk about. But just in general, what were you guys expecting this to be? Let's go there first, and then we'll give our feelings about it as we get into it. But
Well, I was expecting it to be... I really didn't have any expectations, to be honest. I thought we left the series at a good place where they had found their home and he was open to taking occasional bounties on things and to help out the rebels. So I guess this is a natural extension of that, but I tried not to watch too much in the trailers because they usually give everything away.
yeah.
But I really went in with very low expectations, honestly.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I just didn't want him to screw it up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I really enjoyed seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, especially. 3, I really was kind of disappointed in. I just didn't like Mando kind of took a back seat a lot, and it really wasn't about him specifically as much as I wanted it to be. And I don't know. I just did not jive with season 3. So I was kind of hoping this would reinvigorate my feelings toward it. And it kind of did, because I like Mando and I like Grogu. I can't argue with that. I mean, they're great characters.
So I got to ask, being the man of the public here, man of the people. So, and this is, I want an honest answer. It doesn't sway me at all, but I think people have a right to know. So, is it a 2-hour episode?
I walked out of there feeling like it was a couple episodes strung together. Yeah.
See, I didn't want to say it. I knew you brought that up when we were talking about it, but
Yeah.
like, why a movie if it didn't deliver on what I feel Star Wars should be? Not just what, as Bob is describing right now, what Mando should be.
Well, that's the big question.
Yeah, what should Mando be now?
And what should we? What do we expect Star Wars to be? Is kind of where we're coming from, because we have baggage from our past, and I'm wondering how that lines up with what's happening nowadays.
So to answer the question from my point of view, what I would expect is I want 100% fan service, because they've had to have watched all the comments and stuff by now for that third season. Even Bob just said it a second ago. So if you're going to do stuff, why aren't you going to pull out all stops? If it's a movie, why aren't you pulling out all stops? So as Jim says, he's stringing episodes together. And Bob's biggest question that we were talking about, what did they add to the lore?
Right. Well, at the end of the day, it didn't feel like there were any giant stakes in this story. I was never concerned that Mando was going to kick the bucket or Grogu. But I guess I wasn't ever really going to be concerned about that. But I was thinking, maybe slightly hoping that, they were going to try and sprinkle in a thread of to be continued, would Thrawn pop up? I guess at this point we're just fleshing out the Mando world and what's going on.
You would have thought that was already kind of established, I guess, is how I was thinking of it. Because this movie is basically a series of a few side quests, and it really doesn't have a, like, if they didn't accomplish their goal in this movie, nothing would change. That's how I kind of felt about it.
Oh,
it's like,
sure.
If they didn't get what they needed to get, on to the next. It didn't have any consequence to the rebellion or the alliance, or who. That's what I felt.
The New Republic.
Here's the big question then: if you don't see this movie, do you not know what's going on? Like, does it change anything?
Doesn't change a thing.
Okay. It's an enjoyable ride.
There you go.
And it was enjoyable. It was a enjoyable popcorn movie. Like I said, my audience really liked it. I was sitting next to a guy that was not exactly the Leonardo DiCaprio meme pointing at the screen, but he was, I could see him nudging over to the person next to him all the time, and that was good. I'm glad everybody was enjoying it. So,
I feel most people enjoyed it for watching it, but I don't know if it's going to linger with you. Like, I gotta buy that on 4K or what. I just didn't feel that. Like,
I don't need to buy it on 4K.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have to
before it hits Disney Plus.
Right, that's very soon.
Going to be the end of the year, soon.
It'll be on. Yeah, it'll be pretty soon.
I think within 3 to 4 months. I bet.
Sure.
I mean, my audience, there was a few humor parts that are blatantly trying to be humorous,
right?
And it didn't hit. Like, my audience, I was like looking around like, are they gonna laugh at this? And it was just not kind of that. No one really was like going crazy about it watching it. It was just
so it sounds like you guys are saying it doesn't have legs to carry the summer. Like, it's not going to be that movie. It's not.
That's a good question.
I
don't think. I think it'll be kind of moved on. We'll move on to something else in a few weeks, I think.
Yeah, within a couple weeks, it'll have found all its audience members that it was looking for. And it does, with something like this that comes from a television property, it kind of has to do a dance where I'm assuming if you don't know anything about it, you're not just going to walk into it. So, like, oh, it's Star Wars, I'm going to walk into it. I'm assuming that all the people that are going to see this are fans of the television show.
Man, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
My wife is a good test case for that, though.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. That is good.
I mean, I guess we did watch Mandalorian a bit, the first season especially. I remember watching, and it was like during the COVID time, there was not much to do, so there was a lot of streaming things happening in the house. And that was a big. We would look forward to the weekly serial of what adventure Mando was going to go on week to week. It was I really enjoyed that setup of the series.
Right.
And then she loved Grogu, so I knew I could get her to go with me to see the movie. There's no way she's going to say no to that. So she was in on it. She enjoyed it. I mean, I talked to her about it after. She really liked it. I mean, there's a few flaws to it, but I mean, overall, it's like, I didn't regret going. We had fun, we got big popcorn and had a lot of fun watching it. It's just, again, we're going back to that question: what do we expect from a Star Wars movie? And that's kind of the biggest thing. And I don't know if that's just a baggage we bring to it.
I feel that the unfortunate thing is with this movie, is that it kind of almost shoots itself in the foot because it is self-contained. It's the Mando universe or whatever they call that. There's a nickname, Mandoverse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't. I mean, Bob, you got a good point. Like, you probably have to see the series to even kind of understand the yin and yang of their relationship and what's going on. Like, a person that doesn't know anything is probably not going to go watch it, even with the name Star Wars. I mean, that's a tough one. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, if there's anyone watching our video, I'd love to hear if you hadn't seen the series, if you saw the movie and liked it, or what you thought of it. So, comment in our comments. We'd love to hear, stuff like that, because I haven't really talked to anyone yet who doesn't know about Star Wars and has seen it and what their reaction is. So I'd be curious to know. That's a good question.
I mean, one thing it is that I did like, and it hits my wheelhouse, is that it's a creature feature. It has all kinds of aliens and.
Yeah, let's get into a little bit of the nuts and bolts of it.
Almost more than human characters. It's actually, there are very few human characters in it. I don't know if...
And different mediums, too, right?
Yeah. Be they puppets, and I love a puppet, or CG, or stop-motion animation. It uses all the tools in the toolbox. So usually when you're not afraid to cross all those things, those tools, then it usually has a pretty good output to it.
That's probably the strongest point to it, isn't it? I would say is that use of different animation techniques is probably the coolest thing about it.
And they're not afraid for a puppet to look like a puppet. Like these guys, they look like puppets. Yeah. And sometimes they're stop motion, and but they're great. And you're kind of used to how they move on screen, and like,
Where did you get that?
My wife, actually, I didn't get my wife got it from Disney World, because I didn't get to go on my daughter's senior band trip to Disney World. So I go, if you find it, I go, don't search the park for it, but if you're in the Star Wars land and they have that.
And anyone just listening on Spotify or whatever, it's a little Babu Frick.
It's a Babu Frick, and I don't think mine talks anymore because his battery's dead. So
a little bit,
yeah. So it sounds exactly like what they sound like. Now he's taking a nap.
And they were great. So. They were they almost stole the movie in that second act. There's a second act that's a lot of puppetry going on with Grogu and the band of Anzellans there, and they almost take away. They almost steal the show.
Yeah, they're the gremlins of the Star Wars universe, right? Is that what you said? Someone said that.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
yeah, you said it. So
yeah, so that's funny. Where were they? Were they from?
They're from the sequel trilogy.
Are they?
Yeah,
he's the guy that has to reprogram
introduced.
C-3PO. He has to wipe his memory.
Ah, okay,
that's right. It does go back.
That's where he shows up.
Yeah, I was trying to wonder where they came from.
But then they did show up in Mandalorian, and Grogu was trying to eat him after a while. So,
that dude eats everything.
Oh, the one question I did want to ask you guys is that I know I hear a lot of we should be happy that there's something Star Wars out, and I don't know about that. People say, we should be happy that something's out, that's Star Wars, and
I don't know if I agree with that necessarily.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm asking. Is
because what if you put out a bad product? Like the people shouldn't just be be happy that it's out there or something. Like
what was our last film? Was our last film Rise of Skywalker?
7 years ago.
That's a long time.
I think it was Solo.
I heard it was a long time.
Was it Solo?
No, it could have been Solo. Was it?
No,
because Solo got released when one of the other movies got released, and everybody was complaining.
It got released after the second installment of and everybody was mad at it.
I'm going to go on record. Solo. I like Solo. I don't care. I like
Solo's just fine. It's just fine.
Yeah, it's just fine for what it is. It's got too much hype about story. They fired those guys. Get rid of all that. Just eat your popcorn and watch it.
You should be happy it's Star Wars, Mark.
I don't agree with that either. It should be a good story. I mean, I know we just
Sure.
came off of our Empire retrospective episode, and
Yeah, well, that's not
like
fair.
that's like the high
You can't
bar, right?
compare it. Yeah, it's a very high bar. So
That's the high bar of.
You know what's going to happen? I know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to come along. There's a billion projects that are greenlit in I don't know what form, the telling the public form, and then they never get done. But somebody's going to come along and actually do one, and it's going to be that Old Republic, or it's going to be something that's Star Wars, but not the era that we're talking about. Like that's what I read a lot. People want something like that. They want something different. You know what I mean? Still Star Wars.
yeah,
but
they say they want something different.
yeah, I don't know,
but
but
they
if
don't.
it's just fun, if it's just cool, and there's a new villain or something, like it's the same guys.
Right.
We see the same
One
guys
of the
all
thing-
the time.
Yeah, one of the things that Mando works well for the Mandalorian is that they're able to play it in the toy box with, I'm going to pull
Yeah.
this from the past and this from the
Yes.
current and this from the future, and they can use all of it
Right.
to their fan service. And there is a ton of fan service, and there's like, oh, there's these guys from that movie, and there's this from this other thing, and it's
Well, Mando's a Boba Fett stand-in, kinda. Grogu's a Yoda stand-in, kinda. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
it's all familiar, but not the same, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
familiar when you watch it. You're like, oh, I recognize that. Oh, and that's a stormtrooper. Like, I mean, the familiarity is good. It's we feel safe watching that. We don't have to think too much and stuff. We can just enjoy.
And they can bring stuff over from the animated universe, and they've done that. I mean, Zeb is in this movie. He's from Rebels.
Zeb, I
So
saw him.
Yeah.
there's a villain in this movie. He's from, I hear, Clone Wars. So
Yeah.
It's too bad though, because Zeb was in the series. Like, I get why he's there, but I want to make this statement real quick too. And I know this is going to sound, and I'm a little biased. I just thought that if they were leading to this movie, it got a lot of talk hyped talk. I just thought this would be like Filoni and Favreau's Avengers. Like, I thought he would have just said, let's just bring all the people from the series and we'll have a fun time. Let them all team up to beat a bad guy.
right, this feels like this is Filoni and Favreau doing one of these. Oh, we're making this one for us. Like, not necessarily, not the
I get
Avengers part of it. That it's like, oh, well, we like this thing, and we're going to put that in there, and we like this character,
Right.
and here's Filoni is in it as his, what, Trapper Wolf or whatever the hell his character's name is with his
Whatever
cowboy
that guy's
hat.
was.
I have not been super impressed with Filoni stuff, and I know it's not a popular take, but Ahsoka I did not enjoy.
I rooted for that really bad, and I was
I
disappointed.
think there's something in the background. I think he has not been allowed to really. The only thing that we know for a fact that if you watched it, I watched the Clone Wars. It was very good, and and that was the Lucas era still, so to speak. And they left him alone, and he got to do what he wanted. And I think he's there, but I think Disney Plus is not his playground yet. You know what I mean? He's working within all these parameters, and he doesn't air the dirty laundry. That's my personal opinion. I think going forward, if he gets to really run the studio, we'll get a lot of stuff that we'll like. I hope.
Yeah, I wonder how much stuff defers to things that. Well, this has to be translatable to the park and into products and to.
Oh my God.
Because this movie hits like a whole family could watch this.
Yeah,
There's
this
the
is a
adult,
family
there's
can
for
watch
the
this.
teen,
There's some
for the
scary
little
parts,
kid.
but it's not too scary. It's
Right.
yeah. There's
Well, it's funny you say that park stuff because clearly, dude, that guy sitting next to you, Jim, that's.
oh yeah.
And like you said, you're the creature guy, so like I get it, but I know that when we talk about our original trilogies and stuff, that was designed to be family fare. It was designed to sell stuff, I mean, and we got exactly
Right.
what we wished for. Even though, like if our Empire one, we really went deep.
especially especially as the series after the first movie, as the series progressed, they're like, oh, Ewoks equals toys and things like that. So
I apologize. I got to pause for a minute. I got to get this guy up. Like he's like,
Oh, yeah.
just be holding him there. He's killing me. So I got to set him on.
Need a little baby Bjorn thing to wear.
yeah, he
Yeah,
needs to.
so-
perch him on your shoulder.
Yeah, I'll sit back though, because it's like just hold him. He's all down below, and I'm like, whatever. I would like to make a statement here. This is my wife's. This is not mine.
There's no shame. There's no Grogu shaming.
He sits on our. Yeah, dude. I'm the guy that goes by the collectibles and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, that one for $400 that can move." I'm like, I don't think we need that, but so. I admit he's kind of, no legs though. Has anybody ever seen his legs? Like he's just a little,
No, and you don't see him in this one. He kind of waddles around.
Yeah,
he kind of
just waddles around.
He scurries. I would have thought that it'd be more practical if he was in his floating carrier as a character.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, this guy's pretty accurate. I mean, he's screen accurate. He's a good size. He's probably season one Mando size. So
yeah.
I mean, there's a scene in the on the one planet, the Shikari, I think it's called, the kind of the Blade Runner planet, where there's like a chase, and you could see that going right into a theme park.
Oh
wow. Yeah.
As far as the plot, Mando's enlisted by Sigourney Weaver, who's at this outpost to extract some information from the twins of the Hutts, right?
Right. They're looking for Imperial remnants.
And he goes to the Hutts, and then the Hutts say, well, if you go get our nephew, bring him back, we'll give you some information. That leads on the second quest, I guess, right?
Yes.
And there's a whole thing with finding Rada the Hutt, and there's a whole thing with trying to get him to come back and get his allegiance to them, and he wants to do one thing, and people want him to do another, and then...
He's Jabba's son, so...
Right.
He doesn't want to be...
Correct me on the timeline, because I can't remember.
This is 10 years after Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Okay. That's what I was wondering.
And 10 years before the...
New Order.
Empire. New Order. 10 years before them.
Okay.
So, right. So then once that happens with trying to get Rada the Hutt back to the twin Hutts, then there's a little twist, and then we're on to another adventure, right?
Right.
And we're going to get into a little bit of spoiler territory.
Yeah,
right?
I guess we'll have to do spoilers now. So in our adventure, we end up on the planet that's, futuristic and neon. We meet Hugo Duran, who is the multi-armed monkey guy like the guy in Solo, and he is voiced by Martin Scorsese, who would infamously was poo-pooing big-budget spectacle films, Marvel movies in general, saying how bad they were for cinema, and now he's a voice of a animated character. So, and they gave him the name Hugo, obviously, because he directed the movie Hugo. So, but he's kind of like he runs a noodle bar, and he's an informant, and he's not an informant, but Mando gets some info from him, and that's where we meet Rada the Hutt, and he's a big pro-time wrestler or combat fighter.
Does he have legs?
No,
he's
like slugs.
He's a super jacked. He's a super jacked slug. Like he's got abs, like a slug with abs.
Abs for days.
Right, and he doesn't want to go back because he's his own person now, and he doesn't really want to be rescued, and
he'll be free if he
right. There's a fight that ensues that's kind of it's another arena style fight, and it takes place on the Dejarik board. It's like the chessboard from Star Wars, but it's like an arena that looks like that, and all those aliens that are on the chessboard come out and they start wailing on each other. Right, so. So there's your fan service. There's another set of fan service, and they did have a nice Easter egg in there for Carl Weathers. There was a name above one of the door frames that said something Apollo in it. So,
oh yeah, because there hasn't been anything since he passed, has there?
Right. Yes. There's
season 3 was
no
already
Mando.
done, yeah.
Well, they had made a statue of him, right? At the
I
end
think
of
so.
season
Something
3.
like that. Yeah.
So we do end up on the Hutt planet at some point, and in our story,
there's a Hutt planet. What's the Hutt planet?
it's like a swampy
Where they
planet
live.
where they live.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and which was established in the Clone War universe. They showed it, what it looked like there, and they're not happy with some of Mando's choices, and he has to. They strip him of his helmet. You know, the biggest sin a Mandalorian can have, and we get to see Pedro Pascal for 10 minutes in this
5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes in this film.
That's tough.
Which is tough because Mando is a character that takes 3 people to play him.
And you're not getting emotions either.
And you're not getting emotions. Now, kudos to the Mandalorian filmmakers, because right after Pedro Pascal's name in the credits come the guy's name,
Right.
Brendan Wayne, who's the suit performer, and Lateef Crowder, who is the stunt performer. They're billed right after him.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Good for them.
Which is very cool. Kudos to them for doing that.
Yeah, good for them.
So, in is this, the Anzellans show up at some point to help rescue Mando. Because Grogu
gets his Razor Crest back.
Oh, yes.
A new one.
Yes, he gets a new Razor Crest.
To the lore, then there you go.
So that adds to the lore, and it's like stock, so it doesn't have any souped up tricks or anything to it. So they're dealing with that. It's a problem a little bit for him. There'll be 1,000 things I'm going to skip here, but
well, that's good. We got to move along.
yeah, Swamp. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Swamp Planet. You know, they give us some fan service with Grogu, and then there's a mud hut, and then there's like a Yoda hut kind of thing, and there's a scene of him going through the swampy part of the planet using a cane, and he's sitting on a log and he's meditating, and it gives us all the little Yoda touchstones that were, you know, that we can all point at the screen and go, look, see, he's doing it like Yoda. So,
and then
want to take us after that?
They have to decide whether they want to stay or run or stay and fight, and they stay and fight. And
they stay and fight.
Confrontation, which leads to some heroics by the Anzellans and calling the cavalry and Sigourney Weaver's part of the cavalry.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about her in a second. There are some very good action scenes in this, actually.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus, there's a truncated version of the Imperial Walker scene that you can watch. That opens the film, and that's really good. I mean, again, that's fan service. It gives us those.
Right. There's things that I, as a Star Wars fan, was like, oh, I've never seen the inside of a walker. You get to see the inside of one, which I was like, oh my God, I can see the inside. And then I thought it was cool. One of the snowtrooper guys had like the little, this is really geeky, but it had like the little masky thing. And I saw him like put that shield thing on, which I didn't know that was like a detachable, you know, how that worked. You know, the little shield they wear, the snowtroopers. Yeah. He kind of like puts it on and snaps it on. And I was like, that's a little cool little touch, I thought. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great.
But that's geeky stuff like I like.
And let's talk about Sigourney Weaver for a minute. So we all love Sigourney Weaver here. I don't know why she's not in more things. It's, I don't know, discombobulating a little bit to see her in Star Wars, as much as it would be to see Harrison Ford in an Alien movie. You know,
right?
Yeah, maybe that's why. Like when you're so known about stuff, they got to balance. Are we going to take away from what we need to accomplish with a distraction?
As technically Mando's boss, she kind of fills the Grief Karga role in assigning him tasks. Yeah. I wish it was really written better for her.
Yeah.
There's not much for her to do.
No. And she's kind of like left hanging with what she has, what she can give.
And I'm super excited that she's excited to be in this movie. And you know, she deserves all the She deserves all the flowers and all that, and she's a draw and all that. But it's like,
exactly.
But we know what she can do, and they surely didn't tap into any of that here.
So I wonder if Disney is like, listen, we'll just pay you $1 bazillion and you could be in some of the TV episodes. I wonder if she's going to be that type of person.
That would be interesting.
If there's even going to be another
I don't think there will be. I think this is
I don't
enough
think there will
Mando.
be either. I think
This is enough Mando content to keep the Mando and Grogu at the parks for another 10 years, right? So the people know who he is.
Well, the next movie is the Ryan Gosling one, I think, next
Yeah,
year.
Starfighter.
Right?
Yeah.
So we may be off into a new direction.
I'll believe that when I see some shots or something. Like,
Oh, no,
all they
I've
do
seen
is announce
pictures.
stuff. Have you?
No, I've
Okay.
seen, yeah.
All right.
I mean, that seems to be the one that's on track. So
Okay. Which is weird. Like, I mean, I guess, but I don't know. Of all the things that they've mentioned, why that one got greenlit and
Right,
the
we want the Patty
Rogue
Jenkins one, right?
Squadron didn't get done.
That's
Yeah,
what we're
that's
looking
like
for.
I would have loved to have seen that one. That would have been great. So
Gosling sells tickets, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. Amaze.
guess, yeah.
That's 100%.
yeah, but if it's written like crap, Gosling ain't gonna save that movie.
That's my biggest complaint, I guess, with this movie is that the writing is just not terrific.
par.
I thought.
It's not
I don't know.
film quality, right? Well, as we were noting the other day, we were looking at old Lucas dialogue that was kind of like,
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah. If that's the bar, then anything's better than that bar.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It just
But I
We're
know.
expecting more, right?
Well, just
Especially
something-
because, for the most part, that Filoni and Favreau have delivered on the Mandalorian for 2 out of 3 seasons.
does it fit better in TV episodic?
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Where it's like
You
quick
have time
little-
you have time to flesh things out a little longer.
Yeah, like why they couldn't do a I don't know. I mean, basically, you're Disney. You do what you want. When they do those little Marvel ones where it's like one shots and stuff like that, like you could do a mini series of 2 or 3 episodes of a Mando and call it, a special. And this is our love letter to that. Like, I don't know. Maybe box office is a bigger draw. Like, I just don't know.
We'll see.
I don't
We'll see
know.
how they determine on
Listen-
their.
I've been listening to
Receipts.
you guys. I can't imagine why it was decided that this has to be released in the theaters. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
a-
big question.
it's a big question.
Is it maybe
is.
to keep? Is it maybe to keep Star Wars theatrically alive to some degree?
That's probably hot. You're probably hot with that. Yeah. I would think that's a good answer to that.
I want to see original Star Wars content now. Like, that's what I want. I want new
Okay, well.
generations to come in and tell me some stuff. So
Starfighter will be for you then. It's original. Star
yeah,
Wars
yeah. Like
content.
I probably will make I'd probably go see that. Like, I
You will
really
see-
would like
see
to
it.
because
I mean,
so
I'm a big Andor fan. I know I've mentioned that before. And I mean, I know that fits into a very specific time frame that kind of slides right into the original trilogy, but just that whole vibe, and I know it's more of an adult show, but I just, that can tie me over for a while. Those 2 seasons where I just
Right.
absolutely loved that show. It really kept me on the edge of my seat. So
Yeah.
again, it's the potential's there for taking this universe and upping it, and
Elevating the content.
there
right.
you go, exactly. So
if you're gonna play the original Lucas sandbox, I mean, there's a lot of stories that you could tell, and Andor is one of those that people. Well, first of all, it goes back to Rogue One, and Rogue One would have been like nobody in their right mind would have thought about that. You know what I mean?
No.
And that caught everybody by surprise, and it was a huge hit. So I think there's stories there. It doesn't have to be like Rogue One was. Like, Andor told a lot of different plot points. Plus, it was, kind of a political thriller, so to speak. And where all that comes from and stuff.
And it felt timely in the world we're living in. So
Yeah.
no, and it introduced some really interesting characters, which is like everyone's always complaining that you don't have Luke and Han and whatever, but you had Cyril and
Luthen and
Luthen and you had a handful
Deidre and
of-
all that. Yeah. all
Dedra,
those-
I love
yeah.
Dedra. That was one of my favorite characters.
Well, somebody said something, and I thought it was very poignant, is that somebody said Andor is not only, it's good Star Wars, but it's good story. It's great storytelling. Like, take the Star Wars aspect out of it. If they would have put that in 1970s Robert Redford political thriller thing, it still would have been fantastic, And they need more of that. They need more of that writing. You can condense it to a 2-hour movie, but do that, do more of that. So I
Right,
thought, wow,
right.
that's a good way of looking at it. You know what I mean? So
So are you saying to like sprinkle in a little fan service like you had mentioned earlier, or does that not fit into the Andor type storytelling?
I don't
'Cause they
know
still
if
do
that,
a little bit of.
yeah, I mean, because that's one of those, you can do a DiCaprio meme thing with some of that, I mean, you can go like, okay. And, they're wearing the same uniforms as Krennic. And you know what I mean? Like there's that type of stuff where you could say, or you can realize we're still playing in the same world. But, after Mando, okay, I get the outer rims now. Like they've been defined,
Right. Right.
Andor was kind of like the inner politicized back and forth. So now what do we got? What do we want to do? Is there a criminal element? Is there a more heroic element? Like what story can you tell?
If we're in Mando, it's really a space western with a bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
And it's lone wolf and cub, because it's going to always have
God, yeah.
the two of those characters together. But it's also, I mean, Mando is technically a Jedi and Grogu's his Padawan. You could look at it that way, right? Except they're just doing it in the Mandalorian sense.
Yeah.
I
I just think that if they did another trilogy at some point, like Grogu's going to live for 800 more years, apparently.
That is a point that's brought up. It's like he'll be here long after you're gone. So, and it's the old teach the young, and the young, to save the old.
But why couldn't we get a movie like that? Why can't somebody age him up? We don't need to sell all those toys that much. They've gotten their money back from this character right here. You know what I mean? They're fine. So we could get something set, 100 years in the future and stuff. It'd be great, Plus, I'd like to see New Jedi Order. Who wouldn't like to see that, We didn't get any of that with the new trilogy and stuff. We got Rey running around with a lightsaber. So
Where's Tales of Luke's Temple, right? Where are the two guys from, Rogue One, where they're the guard of the Jedi Temple there? Where's their series?
Oh my God, those guys. Yeah. That I would want to see that.
I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. They played so well off each other because it was such the mysticism and
practicality.
Dude, you're a crazy old man. I got the big gun. Like that's that's great stuff, man.
And belief, right?
Right. Yeah. Belief versus right.
Come on, man. Who didn't have a shit-eating grin from ear to ear when he was like, "I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me."
One
blind
going
dude
to
walking
plug
through the
that thing in.
battlefield.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! Come on.
Quick little things that I did like. Well, we mentioned the stop motion with Phil Tippett, which is awesome to see him working with Star Wars again, which has been a long time, right?
Yeah.
Grogu doing the commando prep scene. Which
he has a suit up scene. Yep.
Which I thought was pretty fun. The only thing I felt a little weird about was the little bit different take on the music, especially on
when they
Blade
go to the
Runner
Blade Runner
planet.
planet. Yeah, that stuck out like a sore
hip-hoppy.
thumb.
Yeah, it was like I was like, this wasn't vibing with me, I guess. I mean, if people love it, that's cool, but for me, I was just kind of taken out a little bit.
It took you out of it a little bit. Yeah, I get it.
But the rest of the soundtrack's cool. I mean, I do love the Mando theme and all that. But the one complaint I did remember thinking about it when we walked out of the theater was like, that movie was loud. I mean, it was like kind of an assault on your senses loud, I thought, for a bit of it. Because again, there wasn't a whole lot of, I wish there was a time when Mando could take Grogu on his lap and have a little talk. There was never too many moments like that, right?
That might, and also Bob, that might be your theater, the Phoenix, because when I saw a Dune series there, holy crap, was that loud? Like it was.
Maybe it is the Atmos.
Yeah, dude. When they get that Atmos going, I mean, I would be shouting to the dude next to me, man. Oh my God, that was an awesome scene! Like it was really loud. So, might be that Phoenix theater, dude.
So I don't want to feel like we're ripping on everything in this movie. I mean, we do have a high bar that we try to set for ourselves with our Star Wars fandom, but overall, I think Jim and I seem like we really enjoyed it for the most part. I don't know how much
got my money's worth. right?
Right.
Yeah,
Don't
you guys
need to
keep
own
coming
it.
back to the best thing you can say is like it's a good popcorn movie.
It's a
like,
good
that
popcorn
really sums
movie.
it up. Yeah, if you want to,
Like you're gonna go, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're a Star
There you
Wars
go.
fan, you're gonna probably love parts of it. And then it's just not a perfect. It's not the
Right.
high bar.
Right.
Well, now I got to ask. Like now, I'm going to have to put you guys on the spot. So give me those crates, fellas.
Yeah,
Like, what's your
rating?
Yeah, what's your ratings, man?
You want to go first, Jim?
No.
No, okay. On Instagram, I put 3.5. So I'm already out in public saying 3.5.
No, I'm there.
5.
That's a fair score. I'll take that
Wow.
score. 3.5.
Because 3's kind of mid, but then I give it a little extra.
It's a little
'cause
better
of the-
than mid, right?
Yeah, it's a little better
Yeah.
than mid, not great. As in a 4 is like well, I gotta see it again. It's almost to that point, but
Okay.
didn't quite get there. But again,
Yeah, 3.5
it's
is
enjoyable.
fair, yeah. Enjoyable.
fun.
Yeah.
I
If you like
that,
Star
yeah.
Wars, you'll have a good time.
Wow, there's your quote right there, man. You like Star
Yeah.
Wars, you have a good time. That's good then. That's good.
Just don't just set your bar low.
Yeah, which is kind of the
Sad,
negative side
but
of things
that's
that we
the
touched
negative
on
side of
was
things,
that
yeah.
you have to have your bar a little low to enjoy it. But you still.
But that's
will
why we do these things too, because you know what? You tell people, hey, go see it, you'll have fun, but don't expect Empire Strikes Back or whatever. Like
Right,
we
you're not
talked about
gonna be
that
like,
one.
oh my god, I can't believe
Yeah,
it's not
so,
that type of experience. I thought, and I didn't leave and think about it all night or whatever. It's just like, oh, that was fun.
It's better than the worst Mando episodes, but it's not as good as the best ones. So
Oh, okay. That makes
Put that
sense.
on a poster.
yeah, better
Right?
But not as good, but not as bad.
/ Fandom Outpost.
Yep. Thanks for watching our video, our episode on Mando and Grogu. Check us out on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and leave us a comment and let us know what you think about this movie and how much you enjoy it or didn't enjoy it. We'd love to hear from you. And check out our other videos. We have some other Star Wars content on there. We did all 3 movies in our back catalog recently. The
Years
Empire Strikes
apart.
Back. Yeah, so we got to
In
them.
no particular order.
Yeah. In no particular order either. Yeah.
the
What
ones
did we do?
that
We
are
did 3,
near-
1, and 2.
Right, and one's
that's
near and
funny.
dear to our hearts. So thanks for watching, and with that, we'll sign off with a May the Force be with you from all 3 of us. From the Fandom Outpost, I'm Bob.
I'm Jim.
I'm Mark with guest star Grogu here.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
This is the way.
Oh wow, I snuck that one in. I forgot
did.
about his tagline. That's pretty good.